But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Bring it on.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Magnum Martel, and based upon that introduction, I think you know what we're going to be talking about today. Yes, that's right. We're going to be talking about the Feminist Meltdown over on G4. And before we do, I just wanted to add this quick little note in post-production. On my last video, I got this comment asking me to talk about the G4 thing, and I was actually in the process of recording this as I got that comment. So don't worry, Robbie, you got your wish. Alright, so before we go any further, let's talk a little bit about G4. Back in my day, Big Daddy Magnum is an old man. Back in my day, G4 was fucking huge. It was the thing to watch if you were into gaming culture, competitive gaming, anything. And it had some awesome people in charge. It had a great hostess. It had a couple of great hosts. The hostess was an extremely attractive young lady. She was, dare I say, one of the original e-girls. One of the women who was actually into video games that realized she could monopolize the fact that she was an attractive woman who had a vested interest in gaming. And she was much beloved by the fans because not only did she enjoy what she did and was she fun to watch and great to look at, but she took everything in stride. She did everything perfectly. She even helped set up gags. This is a woman that literally wore Slave Leia costumes to conventions and had every man staring at her and sat there with a smile and loved every minute of it. This was a woman who didn't care about sexism or the problems in gaming. No. This was a simpler time. It was a better time. This is a time when the whole point of video games was a sense of community and having fun. Ironic that the people that say that nowadays are the ones that are ruining the community and the fun for everyone. Inevitably, as the internet and YouTube got bigger and gaming spread and became more mainstream, G4 inevitably suffered its demise. Only to now be resurrected. And like everything else in the fucking gaming industry, it has to get woke. Apparently G4 didn't get the memo. When you get woke, you go fucking broke. But alright. So earlier this week, a couple days ago now, G4 announced its return, had a nice live stream talking about stuff, trying to get back to the old ways, but with some new faces. Some instantly unpopular faces. A woman by the name of, who goes by the title of Frosk, had a little mini meltdown and went full SJW. So we're going to take a look at the clip here, and I'm going to chime in at different points with the things that I would like to say.
Fair one, but I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming. In joining G4...
You know goddamn well the woman in the audience who screamed, "Yes, Queen!" was a plant specifically put there to cheer for her.
This is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
I had no idea.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Look at this man's face. His face says it all. This man knows that this is the beginning of the end. I didn't think that's where we were going with this. Yeah, because he fucking knows that this was it. This woman was about to single-handedly kill G4 for a second time. Gentlemen, that is the fear in a man's eyes that he only gets when he has witnessed the face of death firsthand.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us, I can see you, without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous host. It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frost!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment. It's not a compliment.
It's weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird.
Okay, let's analyze this for a minute. Now, I have not sat there for the several hours it would take to read the entire fucking chat, but other people who have much more time than me have. And all of them, you can find multiple videos on the matter, have shown that there is no comments like that being used in the chat at the time that she is saying this, before, or even after. Not once. Not one single person. says anything. Let's also acknowledge the guy on the couch next to her. I don't know what the fuck his name is. It doesn't really matter. He's not important in the slightest. He's cheering her on and going, "Talk to him, Frosk!" Like she's getting some kind of great fucking victory here. And to me, that's just fucking laughable. Because you know, he either actually is totally against this. Like the dude in the chair is definitely not okay with this. But he knows he has to play along. Because if he doesn't, they'll just terminate his ass for being sexist from the get-go. But this other dude is cheering her on. I don't know if he actually is on her side or if he's just trying to be the hype man because he knows he has to. It could be either or, and it doesn't really matter. He's still wrong here. Next thing, I don't know where the hell these women, especially women like Frosk. First of all, no one watched the old G4 because the previous host was bangable. I mean, yes, we loved the eye candy, and she knew that. That's why she did the things that she did. We're all well aware that she was eye candy. No one is hiding that. No one is unaware of that. She was aware of that. But that isn't why anyone watched. They watched because she was fun and interesting. Meanwhile, you with your fucking door knocker in your goddamn face are not fun and interesting. You're actually coming off as a bit of a pain in the ass. In fact, you're coming up as the kind of person that nobody wants to watch. A feminist who hates men. And lastly, I don't know why feminists seem to think this. No man in the history of ever has ever used the fact that they have jerked off to a woman as a compliment. I don't know where feminists get this idea. It's one of those things that they just made up, got mad about, and convinced themselves was real. No man has ever said, "Yeah, I jerk off to you every night, baby," as a fucking compliment. I don't know where they get it, and it infuriates the fuck out of me because it's always the go-to.
Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're XPlay and not Adam Play. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Adam will read a script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard and TBH, but that doesn't discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does.
Yes, your reviews and your talk shows, whatever the fuck else, are done by a team of people. A team of people who are probably a bunch of social justice game journalists, and that's part of the problem. Your team is probably shit, unless it's the old people who used to do this show. But it's not anymore. And you want to know why you get flamed more than Adam and Gerard do? Simple. What you're doing right now. Your fucking attitude. Your fucking tone. The way you talk to the viewer. The way that you are literally attacking your own audience as I speak. Trying to tell us that we're the bad guys for not liking what you said. Yes, the person who wrote the review is part of the problem, because you're just reading their words. But here's something. Maybe, did you ever consider for a second changing your tone or intentionally omitting parts of the review that you know might actually not be intelligent? Like if someone goes on a fucking tirade when reviewing a video game, and they go on about fucking sexism and politics, did you ever consider maybe omitting that fucking part? So that the audience doesn't get mad at you for it? Absolutely fucking nobody is flaming you because you're a woman. They're flaming you because you're an asshole. They're flaming you because the team at G4 are a bunch of assholes.
Both things can be true, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that I'll receive special flame just for being a woman. And I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see the incredible team that make XPlay. Half of our producers and writers are women.
Again, nobody is flaming you more because you're a woman. Half of your producers and writers are women. Huh. Did you ever consider that maybe that's the fucking problem? Let me guess. Most of them were diversity hires who were only brought on because they are women. Am I right? Because I get the feeling that's the reason half of them are women.
Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper.
Zipper. Its fucking name is Zipper.
Gabby. It goes on and on and on. Former writers that are now on ATOS like Vanessa. When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X-Play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it.
Did you ever consider that maybe your fucking attitude problem is what is ruining other people's X-Play experience? Did you ever consider that the way you say things might be part of the problem too? Did you ever consider the fact that you just might not be fucking qualified? Because it's pretty obvious to me that you don't actually care about the gaming space or the people within it. It sounds to me like you're another one of the fucking infiltrators who only got into it so that you could push your fucking activism. And based on the fucking Twitter tweets from a couple years back that have just recently resurfaced after your little fucking meltdown, I think it's safe to say that I'm dead on the fucking money with that one. I'm not gonna sit here and bring them up and fucking go through them and read them because I don't want to. It's not worth my fucking time and it's just gonna make me mad. But you, Frosk, are the problem. It is entirely you.
You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So
Good. I hope your day is ruined. Because you ruined my day. You ruined the days of a lot of people by the way you acted here on your little meltdown. And you know what? You are a prime example of exactly why we have to gatekeep the gaming space. This is why you have to gatekeep your hobbies, right here. People like Frosk. People who only come into the space to demand that it be changed and altered and set in a way to do what they want. The people that will come in, you know what, hang on, I have the perfect imagery for this. I found it right here. This is why you need to gatekeep people, especially people like Frosk. Because they come in and they demand that your space be made to suit them. Then they demand you make changes to the space to suit them further. Then they try to push you out so that they can take over the space and act like they created it. Then they don't even let you back in, and as soon as you go make a new space, they come right back and they do it again. Because they don't care about the space or the people in it. They care about feeling important, having control, and ruining it because they were kept out of it before. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, this is why you gatekeep your fucking hobbies. Because the people who want to get in, the people who belong there, will eventually work their way in. Enemy infiltrators will too, but they will be much easier to seek out and dispose of and push away when they do. Because the people that actually do belong will make their way through the fucking gate. They will smash that gate down and they will waltz in like they run the show and be welcomed by those who keep the gate. You know why? Because they belong there. Always, 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 and I cannot stress this enough. Gatekeep your hobbies. Okay, tirade over. Let's go back and finish this little rant by Frosk.
maybe for 2022, we'd be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Insert current year, insert be nicer, while you yourself are actively yelling at your audience and telling them that they're the bad guys. And then insert free content, don't like it, don't watch it. Guess what, Frosk? You guys lost 10,000 subscribers right off the bat over this because people don't like it. And they're not going to watch it. I don't think I need to remind anyone what happened when Battlefield 5 came out. And the developers basically told their audience, hey, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And so nobody did. Granted, I'll openly admit the game ended up being really good down the line. And when I got it on sale, the multiplayer is probably still one of the most fun experiences I've had. But that doesn't change the fact that the campaign sucked. And the reason that nobody bought it is because the developers straight up told us, don't fucking buy it. It's insane to me that people like Frosk not only exist, but they are so common. They are always in the spotlight. because they go, well, if you don't like me, don't watch it. And then guess what? Surprised Pikachu face, nobody watches. Look, I'll admit it. If you don't like the content I make, you don't have to watch me. That's no skin off my bones. It's okay. The only thing I ask is that you tell me what I'm doing wrong. You tell me what you didn't like about me. And if it's something that I can do to fix and make my content better for my audience, that's fine. I'll do that. I'm a very understanding and accepting guy. I might be a little harsh when it comes to criticism. I might be a bit of an asshole, but when it comes down to it, I'm willing to listen to my audience, unlike some people. And that's part of what makes me love the audience that I have that is still growing. I want my channel to be a success, but I know that there will be people who, no matter what I do, won't like me. And I don't want those people to watch me because I don't care what they think. I care what the audience that does like me thinks. You know, if I say something shitty or stupid and my audience calls me out on it, yeah, okay, I did. I might not be willing to accept it at first, but eventually I will. That's just the way it goes. But people like Frosk never accept that they might be the problem, that they might be the asshole in these situations. It's always, well, if you don't like me, just don't watch me. And then they're surprised that nobody tunes in to watch. Half the time I'm surprised nobody tunes in to watch, but I don't have any indication of what I'm doing wrong. Unlike Frosk and the people at G4 here, they know what was done wrong here. They've been told by a myriad of people, but rather than step back and think, okay, maybe that meltdown wasn't okay, they just go, oh, well, if you don't like it, don't watch, because Frosk is here to stay, because diversity and inclusion and feminism and blah, 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 blah. Frosk, I wasn't going to come back and watch G4 at all. But I'm going to tell you the truth right now, sweetheart. I know you probably didn't watch this video, and even if you did, I doubt you got this far. But I'm just going to tell you right now. Even if I was going to come back and watch G4, I would have left as soon as I saw your little tirade. People did not leave because you are a woman. They left because of what you had to say. That's all there is to it. I don't know what else you want from people. You want people to stop being sexist, but then you yourself are actively sexist. You want people to stop hating women, but then you yourself become a prime example of a woman that people will not like. I don't know what more you want or what more you expect. Maybe you and all the people like you within the industry can stop and, self-reflect the way you tell us to all the time. But if you're not willing to do that, then there's nothing that any of us can do to help you. And the downfall of G4 is just as much your fault as it is the fault of the ever-changing environment that is the interwebs. And there's nothing that you can do about it, other than change your attitude and come out and admit, okay, maybe my tirade was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. And that's all I have to say about it. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. My name is Magnum Martel. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this one. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about Frosk and her little tirade. And don't forget to go follow all of my other social medias, my TikTok, my Twitter, all that happy horse shit. And you know what? I'll see you in the next video. I've got a couple more videos coming out later this week, early next week, including one about Halo Infinite's multiplayer experience, and our little review of Rainbow Six Extraction. So stay tuned for that stuff, and a couple other things that I'm not going to announce yet.